Hello and welcome to Action Teacher Video. Video is a powerful tool that teachers are using to reflect on their own practice, and in this series we feature videos produced in schools and discuss the contents and implications here in the studio. In this programme we'll be talking about a new approach to cross-curricular work in art and science in Thomas Tallis School, and we'll be looking at their video called Teacher Exchange. I'm delighted to be joined in the studio by three teachers who've been involved in this project: Laura Harris, Alex Gibbons and Kate Callaghan. Hello and welcome to the programme.
Hello. Hi.
Also with me is education consultant Adrian Jones. Hello and thanks for joining us. Firstly, I wonder, Kate, if you could tell me a bit about the background to your project.
Yeah, Alex, Laura and I were invited to the Creative Lab down at Churchfields Primary School in Plumstead. Our school was getting a new build and we were going to get ideas. We then saw Helen Story, an artist and designer, saw her work and noticed she'd worked with her sister, who's a developmental biologist. We then started discussing the ideas between art and science, and partly as a joke said, oh, wouldn't it be fun if we just decided to swap teaching? What if I taught science and Alex and Laura taught art? Very much lightheartedly, and then it kind of became a little bit more serious, and Helen got onto the idea as well and thought, well, maybe we could do something with that. And that's really how it started, and Creative Partnership got involved and we started thinking about how we could do it practically in school.
I'm going to be doing about how the different colours add up to being white and how the white light splits up into the other colours, so the spectrum. And I was thinking that that would probably be a good starting place for you.
Science.
Ooh.
Man. So the colour thing is cool, but I don't really know what.
So Would you need us to teach you the science behind it first?
You do, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Last time I did this was when I was their age.
Yeah.
I don't know that I feel really that confident in actually understanding what I'm delivering.
But what if we taught you it beforehand?
Then yeah, I guess that's okay. That's fine.
Within the sort of happy confusion of what's being taught and what room they're in, I think that's where the newness is going to come out. And who knows what that is, but it's that collision. And whether it's not just you as teachers, like, have you got, which is enormous in itself, have you got the confidence to stand up and teach science, but it's how much of your own medium can you bring with you into that other discipline, and what happens when you do.
What I would like you to do, please, ladies and gents, is just tuck your stools under and come a little bit closer around the board area. You have to move because you're going to get yourself wet.
Is it just water?
Right, can anyone see any particular colours?
Green. Purple.
Right, can you move yourself so that you can...
Blue.
Is it blue?
Yeah.
Green. Purple.
Oh, silver.
Silver.
Grey.
Yeah, there's a lot of grey. What are these? We've got green, we've got purple, we've got red, we've got blue. Some of these colours make up what? What are these colours from?
Rainbow.
Right, different colours of the rainbow, exactly. So you've told me that this board is white, yeah? I want you to look at these eye lenses and I want to see if you can see any different colours within this board. So you're going to look at the eye lens, better at the angle, and then see if you can actually see. Well, you need to tell me what you see. I want you to actually look. I'm not going to give it away yet. Fine. As I say, you need to actually see on the white and hold it at a slight angle.
Oh, I can see green, red and blue.
Green, red and blue. Get more into it on the brush. See, that's fine. You're doing fine.
It was interesting. It was much better because it's fun. It was fun.
It was the best lesson ever because we got to colour.
Yeah, normal science lessons are boring.
Yeah.
But this one was really fun. Yeah, I learned that all the colours in a rainbow make white together.
It's a fun way to learn.
So in the art thing, what do you think is the best thing for us to do? The mould or pollen or both? Mould in a way would be cool in that we've got hundreds of limes and lemons with mould all over them, and they've been actually drawing some of them with mould on and actually looking how all the segments like shrink and dry up and all that kind of stuff.
Start by showing them, without telling them what they are.
Start
by showing them the pollen cells on a big thing like this, all laminated and all pretty, and getting them doing a guessing game about what it is, maybe.
Yeah.
Could we make pollen?
You could make pollen,
like a 3D thing.
Yeah, could do.
Would that be?
Could we just get a load of stuff?
Yeah.
And then empty it all onto the floor and get them to make it.
Yeah.
This is what you're allowed to use. Make us some pollen.
We're going for a cup of tea. See you later, love.
Right, the first thing that I want to do is draw your attention to what's on this screen. Can I have a few hands up and a few guesses as to what you can see?
They look like leaves.
They look like leaves. That's interesting. I want some guesses as to what it is. Not about what it looks like, but let's just think about what it could be. Use your imagination. Think about what you're seeing. Helena.
Is it a phone? Is it
It
inside of a
is.
lime or something?
It is. Fantastic. Well done. You got there. Now, we're going to be using that to make pictures today.
You might all be wondering what this soft, gooey stuff in front of you is. Okay, when you finish doing your line drawing, I want you to make a pollen grain using the Play-Doh. What is pollen? Does anyone know what pollen is?
It's really good. You've got all the little holes in there.
Yeah, so you can stick to the bees or flags more. They don't fall off when they're flying.
Plain art, yeah, is just like you just drawing something that's there that you don't have to look through a microscope to see. But when you added the two together, it's more interesting because you're not just seeing it. You have to look into a microscope to see it.
It has changed my mind about what science can be, and like I've learned different ways that I can use it. I think that now, you like say if you're doing science, you don't have to just do science. You can like Helen was saying earlier, you can go out of the box. You can think out. You can create you can mix it with a lot of other things.
This is an art lesson. So we sort of got to do art and science, and that's what was good about this lesson.
I like it because it's fun and learning at the same time.
Did you learn more? Yeah, because other teachers explain things in different ways. So, yeah.
Alex, there seems there's a lot of negotiating and organising in that project. Did it take a long time to plan?
It took us a good few weeks to plan. The way that we planned it was that Kate would teach the lesson that I was going to be teaching anyway with that class, and so we planned that around that part of the curriculum. We did the same with where Kate was with her class, and so we taught more or less the subject and topic that Kate would have been doing.
Laura, in terms of starting points, what was your level of self-confidence?
I was really nervous. In the whole film you see before we go in and teach our lessons, and it was a whole new experience because normally when I'm teaching a science lesson I'm incredibly confident about my subject knowledge. I know my classroom, I know the kids, I have them in a seating plan, and so going to a new environment and then teaching something that I myself am not that confident with made me feel like being a student again. So it took a lot of time working with Kate, practicing what we were going to do, and a lot of sort of working together as a team so that we all felt confident to go in there.
Had you had preconceptions of what an art teacher is like?
Yeah, completely. And sort of just, I always thought more of it as being like, so the skills that an art teacher would have to have, being a good artist, rather than thinking about it as being good at teaching the art, which is actually something different. So very similar to teaching science in a way, but I'd never thought of it in that way. So to be a good science teacher, you're not necessarily the best scientist in the world. It's a different skill. So yeah, I think we all had preconceptions about what each other did in the classroom beforehand.
Yeah. So the colour thing is cool, but I don't really know what.
Would you need us to teach you the science behind it first?
You do, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Last time I did this was when I was their age.
Yeah.
I don't know that I feel really that confident in actually understanding what I'm delivering.
But what if we taught you it
Yeah,
beforehand?
then yeah, I guess that's okay. That's fine.
Kate, I don't blame you for being slightly apprehensive about taking on a science lesson. Do you think, as an art teacher, other art teachers also would feel this?
Yes, I'm sure, definitely. I think people get kind of pigeonholed into certain subjects and they like to stay within their comfort zones, and if they're asked to do something outside of that kind of area, it becomes something that you're not as confident in. I think one positive thing of this is that science teachers have maybe thought, or other teachers have thought, maybe this is something I could do. I don't have to stay within my area. I may be a science teacher, but I'm actually quite a good art teacher. I'm actually quite competent in drama. I'm actually good at other things. Maybe I could branch out.
So Laura, you teach science and then you taught art. What about your levels of confidence once you've done that?
Generally my teaching has become a lot more creative since taking that risk, because I think that's what it was we did, was sort of took a risk, and I now feel much more confident about introducing creative projects into my teaching sort of on an everyday level. I then had the confidence to go back to something I was really interested in when I was at school myself, and felt actually I'm not just a science teacher. Just because that's the sort of the route I went, I shouldn't forget all of the other skills that I have as a person.
I like it because it's fun and learning at the same time.
Did you learn more? Yeah, because other teachers explain things in different ways. So, yeah.
What have you learnt in relation to your own professional development?
It was a real eye-opener for us. Some of our weakest students in science blossomed in the art lesson. Kids that normally are more in the background in a science lesson, don't necessarily answer questions, put their hands up, were the kids that produced the most amazing pieces of artwork and were really skilled. That was a big learning curve for us, seeing them in a completely different way and noticing that they have skills in other subjects and hoping to bring that into our lessons so that we can develop them in science using their other skills.
What about using video? How do you think you could use that in the future?
It's quite painful actually, to be honest, but you do learn so much. I've been involved in peer coaching as well, and we use video for that, so you see yourself teaching, and it is really frightening and horrible when you see yourself on video for the first time, but you get to see how you can improve your teaching. Also classroom management, you've only got one pair of eyes, the video sees it all, and so you can see where the blind spots are, if you like, in your classroom, for instance. There's so many ways that you can improve your teaching just using video.
I think that's a very interesting point to end, and thank you so much for your insights, very interesting. You can of course find out more from our website at teachers.tv. It only remains for me to say thank you to our guests, Alex Gibbons, Laura Harris and Kate Callaghan. And thanks also to Adrian Jones. Please join us again on Action Teacher Video, and in the meantime from me, Xanthi Steen, goodbye.